Hello everyone and welcome to NASCAR.com Studio 3. I'm Jonathan Merriman, joined now by Elton Saywer at the R&D Center. Elton is the Vice President of Officiating and Tech Inspection. Elton, let's jump right into this. Another short track race, back-to-back short tracks. What do we expect to see on track this weekend at Richmond, Friday and Saturday night?
Well, Jonathan, I think you're going to see a lot of what you saw at Bristol last weekend. And let's back up. We're going to have 3 short track races in the last 4 events going clean back to Martinsville. So had some great side-by-side action last weekend at Bristol. Kyle Busch, ended up in victory lane, but not with a hard-fought battle. The Penske cars were strong. Feel like you'll see some of the same side-by-side racing at Richmond this week. Under the lights, looking forward to that event.
Let's jump to the Xfinity Series. Last week, Dash for Cash race, Christopher Bell goes out there and wins that race, but he was battling with Reddick and Custer. How impressive is it to see those Xfinity regulars out there really putting on a show for the fans? And we also have a chance to see that same thing because the Dash for Cash continues to Richmond this weekend.
Well, the Dash for Cash program and the Xfinity Series continues to provide some of the most exciting events with our regulars getting the opportunity to run up front, side by side, and as you alluded to, Christopher Bell and Tyler Reddick putting on a great event. Christopher battling back, looked like he had a car that was really good on the long run, not really as good on the short run. So again, some great battles side by side. That event and that program that Xfinity puts on, we're really happy, really proud of what that does to showcase our young stars and talent and what the future brings for those young men. They'll lead right into Richmond this week with 4 guys that'll be battling again. We've got Christopher and Tyler, Cole Custer will be in that group, and Chase Briscoe. So looking for some of the same thing on Friday night in Richmond as well.
Now, how important is it to the sport that, Saturday night short track racing, that's where a lot of these guys come up through. It's the heart of the sport. How cool is it that we can kind of, take the Cup Series short track racing on Saturday night as well?
Oh, I think that's a great point. I think all of us we're fans at heart, and you start somewhere, and every one of us have started at the local short track. So going into Richmond, obviously that's a place that's dear to my heart, very close to my hometown, which I'm looking forward to getting there. It's going to be a great event. But on the flip side, you're 100% right. It's going to bring back Saturday night racing. There's going to be sparks, there's going to be tire marks, and there may be a temper or two that kind of gets out of control as well, which that's short track racing. That's our DNA. That's what our sport was built on, and it's a great way on Friday night to showcase our young talent and drivers and crew members and engineers. And then you roll into Saturday night, and it's going to be 400 laps of the same thing, bumper to bumper. We've got our rule packages in play there for full downforce with 750 horsepower. So the fans are going to have a lot to look forward to both Friday and Saturday night.
All right, looking past Richmond, we have an off weekend for the Easter break. Nothing ever is not going on at the R&D Center. So what's the sanctioning body working on in between that break of Richmond and Talladega?
Well, a great question, Jonathan. I think something for our fans to know is that we have not been pleased with the way the qualifying has gone in that show and the way things have evolved there on Friday afternoon with our Cup Series. So we're going to put a full court press. We've had some internal meetings, met with our TV partners, and we're going to continue to do that in the next week or so to come up with a much better format, something that our fans will enjoy, and we can put on a much better show and make the dialogue and the narrative be more about what's on the racetrack instead of the sidelines that come with drivers waiting and so forth. So in the off week, if you will, that'll be one of the highest priorities to get that straight before we roll into Talladega and Dover and Kansas.
All right, Elton, we appreciate your time. We'll see you in Virginia this weekend.